everybody, to another awesome episode of Wine, Hops, and Road Stop, shot on location deep within the bowels of the Latimer compound with my host, best friend, and wife. And the reason why people watch the show, Desiree, hi.
Hi.
How you doing?
Good.
Good. I'm good, too. It's a beautiful day out, and we are going to showcase a bunch of beers, some cider, some wine. So, before we get any further, let's talk about them a little bit. PoconoMountains.com. It's a beer trail, a wine trail, and a spirits trail. That's all included in the Pocono Beverage Trail. Discover unique cocktails made with fresh ingredients and decades of experience at the one-of-a-kind breweries, distilleries, and wineries, all set in the beautiful Pocono Mountains. So go to that website, PoconoMountains.com, check it out, get your passport, and go take a weekend trip through the Poconos and check out all the places that have been on our show this season. We had a lot of them. And it seems like we had a lot of people want to be on the show. That's why we have a huge abundance of product today that we're going to showcase. We got 5 beers, 1 cider from Shawnee Craft, and we have 2 wineries who want us to showcase some of their wines and another cider. We got a packed show.
Yeah, I think I should have trained for this.
You've been training, my dear, all season. Without further ado, we're going to start talking about some viewer questions that came in. We're going to get through them. First one. What is a session beer? Well, I'll tell you right now, most of these here are not session beers. Even the one that's labeled session IPA, I could argue with. But anyway, let me tell you what session beers are. It's any beer that's lower than 6% ABV. Some say 5%. I'm going to go with 6, just because the one we have on the show today is 5.4. It features a balance between malts and hops, typically a clean finish, and the combination which creates a beer with high drinkability. The purpose of a session beer is to allow a beer drinker to have multiple beers within a reasonable amount of time or session, and you're not, tying a pillow to your butt because you're falling down. That's what a session beer is, pretty much. And I like a lot of session beers. I do. Right time. There's a right time for heavy, juicy, crazy IPAs, and there's a right time for session beers like IPAs and, light lagers and stuff like that. Yes, that's about it. Yes.
Yes. I agree.
So let's move on, I guess, to the next question since we answered that one. What beer styles improve with age? Well, some people say that IPAs don't. I argue with that. I say if your IPA is a double or imperial IPA, like over 7%, if you do cellar it properly, you're going to get a decent change to that beer over a couple months.
Yeah, we can attest to that because we've done that.
Oh, yeah. We've done that with Dogfish 90 Minute. We've done that with Dogfish 120. Mm-hmm. But that's also, 120 also starts, I think, at like 18%. So follow these guidelines if you do want to get into cellaring your beers, aging your beers. Strong ales, for one, they have high alcohol content, usually between 7 and 12. And leaving these beers age for a time can bring out more of the natural flavors of the beer. Barley wine's another one. That's typically between 7 and 12% alcohol also. And if poured too soon, high alcohol content can lead to an overwhelmingly bitter flavor that some beer drinkers don't enjoy. So leaving this beer to age takes the edge off the bitterness. So if you age a barley wine, it'll tend to get sweeter with age. I'm not a huge fan of barley wines, but I have aged some of them before. And yeah, the bitterness goes down, the sweetness goes up.
You must be a barley wine.
Oh, that's very cute. Belgian Lambic beer. It's always been a tradition to leave this beer to barrel age for a time before serving it. This can help enhance the overall character of the beer. Again, this decreases the bitterness and brings out the unique woody flavors that result from the barrel-aged process. Now, as for the right conditions in which to store your beer or age your beer, make sure you store your beers upright. Of course, don't put them on the side. And store them in a cool place that is free of sunlight. You knew all that.
That's why they call it cellaring, right?
Yeah, put in your cellar. Put in your cellar. Yep, like your grandma would say.
Yeah.
Down the cellar. All right, we're done talking because we're going to try some beer on the next segment. But before we go to the next segment and try some beer, we're going to break for a little bit. And we can say hello to our sponsors. So we'll be right back with more Wine, Hops, and Road Stops right after this. Welcome back to Wine, Hops, and Road Stops. It is time to showcase some beers and a cider from Shawnee Craft. Now, we all know about Shawnee Craft. If you live in Pennsylvania, you know. These guys are pretty big, and it's great to have them on the show. I think we sampled a couple of their beers, like a couple years back, I think. But now they're officially part of the show, and we're going to sample, like I said, 5 beers and 1 cider. Before we get to that, though, let's talk a little bit about Shawnee Craft. Their tap room serves up to 16 handmade Shawnee Craft beers and hard seltzers on tap. They also have a variety of cans of bottle-aged beers, local wines, and Shawnee Craft merchandise for sale. Live music, great food, including wood-fired traditional Neapolitan pizza. Oh, it looks so good. They also have an expansive beer garden with an outdoor stage, fire pits, and lots of seating. All right, so first beer is going to be the Beer Blanche Wheat Beer. This is 5.2 ABV. It's French for white beer, if you didn't know that. A traditional Belgian-style beer brewed with wheat, sweet orange, and lemon peel.
I think I'm going to like this
Yeah,
one.
if I can even pop it open. There we go. I got a little excited. It's fine. There we go. We're all excited.
Okay.
This is a really nice orange smell to it.
Uh-huh.
Well, that's a really good whip beer, isn't it?
Yes.
You do love these beers.
I do. Oh, this
You
is
really
so
enjoy
good.
the style. It's perfect.
Yeah.
Yep, you could really taste the sweet orange and the lemon.
Yeah.
Yeah. We could finish this can right now, but we better not, because we got some more to go through. Like the next one here, Apiary's Pale Ale. Now this one, really interesting with this one, because it's a dry ale that's made with honey. And it's honey from their own hives.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
nice.
cool. Yeah.
I like
Here you
that.
go.
Yeah.
This one is a little bit bigger than that whip beer. This is 6.1 ABV. And it says it's a nice hop character to it. There should be a honey finish without like a lot of sweetness though. Okay, I don't really get much smell. You getting the smell of it? What are you
Oh,
getting
wait,
of
I
it?
just got it.
What?
An apiary is a bee.
Yeah, okay.
Hi, okay.
Yeah, okay. Apiary. It's okay. Like an apiary.
Yeah.
That's like a beehive? Is that what it is? Smarter than me.
Oh, it's a lot of Animal Planet.
You do, don't you?
I do. Oh,
Yeah, you like?
Oh, that's
I like,
different.
yeah. Yeah. I was afraid that there was going to be too much of that honey flavor, even though
no, there's not.
reading the scripture and said there isn't going to be a lot of sweetness to it.
You didn't believe it?
Well, I don't know. They could taste the honey, but it's not overbearing, which is great.
No, it's not like that sweet taste of honey.
Yeah.
It's just good. Very good.
Yeah, it's good. Mine's already gone. Yeah, well. All right, next up, we have pineapple and mango hard seltzer. So this is something we usually don't get on the show. We don't get all the hard seltzers. So this is going to be interesting. I like pineapple, I like mango, so let's see. Here you go.
Thank you.
Now you gotta also watch with hard seltzers because, like, even though they taste really good and they don't taste, sometimes you don't taste the booze in them. This one is still 5.2 ABV, and it is conditioned on the cider is conditioned on fresh pineapples and mangoes, fresh when they're making it. So let's try it out. Okay, a nice smell of it.
It has flavor.
Yeah, there's not.
Yeah.
A lot of these mass-produced seltzers anymore have so much carbonation that you lose the flavor. This is not what I'm tasting here. I'm tasting a lot of mango and a lot of pineapple, which is nice. This would be great. You know, after swimming in the pool all day, get out, kick back on a chair, and
Yeah, that's good.
have some of that. Now, we talked about beer pairings on the show before. Many times with, you know, what dinner or what, like, expensive assortments of cheeses you could, you know, pair your beer with. Well, today we're going to do something a little bit less expensive, we'll say. We're going to pair the rest of these beers that we got with different types of potato chips. I did my research, we did our research, and we came up with some potato chip varieties that will go well with the next 3 beers that we have. Because we're going to start with the Session. We're going to pair that with jalapeno chips. Well, let's try a Session IPA. Okay. Here you go. Let's try it with, and then we'll crack open a bag of chips.
Okay.
All right?
All right.
Now this is a 2021 U.S. Open Beer Championship silver medal winner for a light session beer. Now, going back to our first segment, session beer should be anything under 6%, and this comes in at 5.4, so you're like right at the edge of a session.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so you can smell the citrus in it. There's a lot of citrus hop in this. Let's try it. All right, crack open that bag of jalapeno chips. Sometimes you can't afford all those crazy expensive
So,
cheeses.
what's the protocol here? Do we drink first, then eat? Is it like,
That's what I'll do.
Okay. Wasn't sure if it was like,
Yeah, it's like
your wrist, salted, do the wine.
It's like wine and cheese, But chips and beer. I like it.
Okay, I get it.
The spiciness of the jalapeno really works well with the. I'll have some more of this.
Yeah. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
That's really good.
So, this next one here is the American Amber Ale, 7 Bridges. Now this one, it's 5.5 ABV. It's malty with notes of honey, dry fig, and light caramel without the sweetness you may expect.
Oh.
You like it?
Yeah, that's a really smooth ale.
Yeah. Well, it's a red ale.
Yeah.
It's not.
No
gonna,
bite, though.
No.
A lot of times they have a bite.
This one, I had to pour some more because this one we're going to pair with a cheddar and sour cream chip. It works for me. There you go. Cheddar and sour cream.
Yeah, I get it.
You didn't believe me.
I'm fascinated by how this works.
Yeah. So the last one we have, before we move on to wine, is the Clubhouse Kolsch, which is a German-style ale, and I think it's another one you're going to like. I think the people at Shawnee Craft, when they delivered this stuff to us, are like, what is Des like? We're going to give her
that?
a bunch of beers that she likes.
I appreciate that.
There you go.
Thank you.
All right. So this, also, U.S. Open Beer Championship gold medal winner. Crisp German-style ale with Pilsner malt. That's nice.
Yeah.
That is really, really nice. It's really, you get that nice Pilsner finish at the end. Oh, this is good.
Yeah.
5.5 ABV. And we're going to pair that with
Spicy dill.
Woohoo! Boy,
I know
really,
dill's not your thing.
not my thing, but it may work with this beer. I'm thinking it's going to. Yeah.
Yeah, right?
There you go.
Who knew? You know, this steps up your next party. I mean, really. Because just a bag of chips on the table and beer, is good. But when you start getting them that you can pair up,
Yeah.
you just bumped it up a whole new level.
See, we can do a craft beer. Awesome. All right. We got a lot more show, so we're going to go to break. We'll be right back in a few minutes with some wine. It's going to be time for wine. Welcome back to Wine Hops and Road Stops, and it is time for wine. That's right. We have wine and cider from 2 different wineries. We have the Rowan Asher Winery, who we're going to talk about first. Rowan Asher Winery, a.k.a. Raw Urban Winery in Stroudsburg. Now, we actually met these people at one of the Hazelden Beer Fests. The Wine and Beer Festival, actually.
Yes.
Give credit where credit's due, I guess. I can't just call it the Beer Fest.
No.
Because there's a lot of wineries there, too.
A lot of wine there.
And these people were there. We met them. Very nice people.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about their place. Raw Urban Winery is a small family-run business producing wines and hard ciders. Always something happening there. Live music, food trucks, trivia nights, and more. So let's start with the first wine here, which is a white wine, their own Pinot Grigio, full mouthfeel, called Slate. And I'm gonna pour this for you in your mom glass. Says, Mom, a title just above Queen. That's yours.
That's right.
Mom glass. There you go. Okay. And let's see what else about this wine. There should have a really faint hint of honey. Mm-hmm. So, talking about chips and stuff, don't pair this with chips. Let's pair it with chicken or cheese, like brie
or chicken with cheese.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, brie chicken. There you go. Why not? Okay, let's try it out. I have to say again, we're not wine connoisseurs, but we know what we like.
Mm-hmm. I like this.
I knew you would.
Yeah, pretty good.
A little bit of honey. I could taste the honey in it, which is nice. Yeah. Very nice.
It's refreshing. It is though. Really,
it is.
It is. Good.
All right, moving on. I'm gonna move on. I know you're not done with that.
I don't want to move on. Okay, well, give me more.
You love red wine, or you love white wine, and I really like red wine. So we're gonna try Misty Love here. Misty Love, which is a National Gold Medal award-winning blend. Ooh. Named after the winemaker's wife.
Aw.
Very nice.
I like that.
You go, dear?
We like stuff like that. We're all about people being in love.
Yeah. I mean, everyone should be in love and,
yes.
At least be in a good relationship.
Yes. So okay. What do we have here?
This is a wine with a fruit-forward berry introduction. I'm just reading off the paper. Okay. Because I just know it smells like fruit.
It does.
So when you drink it tastes fruit first, and oak in the middle, and it ends with a bold and slightly spicy finish.
Boy, that's dry.
That is dry.
Mama Judy would love this.
Yes.
This is right up her alley.
Perhaps I may have to make a trip. For Mother's Day.
I think you should. This is really good, though.
And since this is airing before Mother's Day, all of you should go and buy something for your mom. If you pour yourself a generous glass of this wine, remember, that's like 2.5 craft beers. So, just saying, just saying.
Yeah.
So, moving on to the next one, as you finish this, I will discuss Wild Elder Wine and Cider Company in Jim Thorpe. Wild Elder is an urban winery specializing in wines, ciders made from the fruits and flowers that are native to the backyards, forests, and farms of the Lehigh Valley and Pocono regions of northeastern Pennsylvania. Their tasting room in Jim Thorpe, you can enjoy their wine or cider by the glass or sample flight of 4. So, first thing we're going to try is, I believe, this is the Elderberry Cider Brut. So this is a cider. It's a mix of cider apple varieties and co-fermented with Sambucus nigra elderberries. That was a tongue twister.
Look at that color.
Yeah, they love it.
Ooh.
So, it should be dry, it should be light because of the brut, which I believe is like a champagne yeast, if I remember correctly. Because I remember the fad a couple years ago about brut IPAs. Yeah. That kind of died off. I think brut just belongs in ciders and wines and champagnes and stuff. So, dry, light, pronounced tart cranberry apple bite. The ABV is 8.5. Let's try it out.
Oh, wow.
Jeff Tomasacci would love this. My boy Jeff.
Yeah, it's a little sour. It's good though. Mm-hmm. All the different berries and everything, and it just kind of reminds me of Christmas.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Has that Christmas feel to it.
Absolutely, and it's gone now, so I can't.
This would be good for celebrating with it, Christmas or New Year's.
And I think we will.
So good.
So next up we have, I believe, the Black Elderberry wine. Yes, that's what this is. So let's try this out. Look at that color. There you go, dear. I like elderberry, so this is a dry, full-bodied, dark red wine. Aged in French oak barrels for 6 months.
Oh.
You like?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm surprised because there's a dry finish to it.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of them, but...
I'm not, but it's good.
It's like, when you drink it, it hits you sweet first, and then it comes in with that dry finish.
I don't know how any of that works, but I'm amazed by it. And yeah, that's exactly what happens. So yeah, I like it.
That was very good. Last we have the Forte elderberry wine. Smooth, 3-year-old port style wine.
Oh boy.
Fortified, mildly sweet wine. Perfect sip after a meal, like for dessert, or maybe even with like dark chocolate or something.
Okay.
We don't have any dark chocolate, so we're just gonna drink it.
I would say a piece of dark chocolate and some sharp cheese.
There you go.
Is that how you're supposed to drink something like this? Not the way your mother and I do.
Drink it any way you like. That's what I say. As long as you're happy and not hurting anyone, it's all good, right?
Yeah, Judy and I like to celebrate with some wine. Celebrate anything.
Shout out to my mom, Judy.
That is so good.
This is fantastic.
This is really good.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's very good.
Oh, yeah. This is also 18% ABV, so be careful.
Yeah.
Be careful. There's a little bit of chocolate to it, too. Do you taste that at the end? Very nice. And that's all the drinks we have on this show. We're done now. We're done, but we do have some more show because we got to say goodbye. So, got a little bit more Wine Hops and Road Stops coming up after the break. We'll be right back. Whew. That's all the time we have on Wine Hops and Road Stops. I hope you enjoyed our marathon sampling session that we had. Before we go, we got to say hello to our other sponsor, the Jackass Distillery. Guys, thank you very much for supporting us for a few years now. Check them out, and of course, check out their Drink of the Week, which is always posted on our Facebook page, our Facebook group, and so on. And of course, we promote it here. So check them out, and of course, go to our YouTube page, sign up to it. You're going to get extra content that you don't see on the show on WYLN TV. Life is too short to drink a bad beer or drink a bad wine. So drink a good wine, drink a good beer, and do it with someone you love.